Okay, hello and welcome again. Continuing. So I really suggest to you, dear astrology watchers, to first watch part 1, the video which says in general, to have the general flavor of this moon in Aries. If you're saying, nah, Veerle, I'm doing what I want, fine. You just watch this one. And I understand that because I have moon in Aries and I'm all about that. I'm doing what I want. And it's this energy that is very applicable. But let's get started for the 12 signs and let's start with Aries. Wow, what a fantastic, challenging moon this is for you, dear Aries people. It's all about you. It's actually because the moon is in the first house. It's in, it's your path in life. It's your destiny. So you have an opportunity, and these kind of, a full moon, it's not only one day that you feel it already before the full moon, and it continues like 2 weeks after that for sure, that you have the ability to make those arrangements or those changes that you want to take during that full moon. So this is happening in your first house. This is about you. Watch for, be your really positive positive Aries, which means what do you want? Because of course not every sun in Aries or rising in Aries or even moon in Aries is all Aries, because they might have for instance they might have their Mars in Libra, for instance, and that makes them totally different. You see what I mean? So for you, it's a lot about relationships, yes, but it's a lot about you. It's a lot about what you want, what do you want, and work as well. So that could clash with, let's say for instance that you're saying, I want a bit more space for myself, I want a bit more selfishness, I want a bit more time for me, I want to know what's going on for me, and that clashes with that Saturn there. That clashes with maybe a partner, a business partner, and it clashes with your work because Saturn is in your 10th house. Now, what does it say? It says that yes, you can make a change, absolutely, but it will take a little bit of time. So if you're a bit patient, make a plan how you want to have that wish of you getting a bit more emphasis on you, because that's what this astrology is talking here about. It's about you taking out a little bit more time. And what can help you is Uranus in the 2nd house. So what can help you is your self-confidence and knowing where you're coming from and owning it, and not being someone else's puppy or whatever, being the true Aries that you are. And that's quite healing. So for others, it might have to do with health. It might have to do with the fact that you have a lot of workload, but health first. So it's very it's very cheesy for me, and very, a kind of, how do you say that? Cliche for me to say, but if you want to put success into your work, you need to be healthy first. So it could be something that you will have to do on a daily basis, which is Uranus in the 2nd house, your self-worth, and because and your resources, your talents. It has to do with you taking the time to be healthy first, and then the rest will follow. And even if it's a bit less work, don't fight the universe, Aries, because this is what I said in the other video, and this is so true for you. Don't fight because you are normally Aries people are go-getters, but now the universe is asking, yes, you might have a goal, but make sure that you have patience and that you listen to your body. Okay? Maybe you are that kind of Aries who's saying, I'm not doing enough. Maybe I'm being too lazy lately, and I have to do a little bit more. It depends on your situation, but that could be the message as well. Good. I spend a little bit more for Aries because it's in your sign, of course. Now, Taurus, what is going on there? This full moon happens in your 12th house. So for you, it's all hidden there. It's very spiritual. It's actually about finding ways to relax a little bit more. And the thing that is really not easy for you is your state of mind. So make sure that your state of mind stays open. So beware, because Taurians, they are known for the fact that they are very steady, that they are a bit stubborn there, but it can work against you too. Now you are asked to be a little bit more relaxed and to be also a little bit more accepting that your worldview, your view about life might not be always 100% in line with what really is. So there might be a bit of adjustment that needs to be done there on your mindset. Okay, so take care of your mindset. Make sure it's a positive one, because we all have it, you know, that negative thinking. Oh, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that. Now you have an opportunity, dear Taurians, to say, I'm going to relax a little bit more. I'm going to be a bit more spiritual maybe. Or why am I all doing this? It's quite spiritual what's happening for you now. And but really, you have Uranus in your sign. So what I said in that other video, doing something different, it really applies to you. If you have a problem going on in your life and you're doing the same, and you Taurians, because you're so persistent, you have the tendency to keep on going even more. Stop doing that. Stand still and ask yourself, what am I not seeing? It's going to help you, because sometimes we must stop instead of persevering, and we must do things different. Okay? So, and that could have to do with work as well, because you have the sun in the 6th house. So for some of you, it has to do with work, so that you have to stand still and thinking, this is not working here. I'm not getting what I want because I'm doing the same every time. So use that Uranus in your sign. Do something different, a little thing different. Maybe stop half an hour earlier, or start a half hour later, whatever. Etc, etc. Now Gemini, what is going on? Gemini, this is quite good for you, because the moon is in Aries, and Aries and Gemini, that is really supporting each other. So for you, it's about goals. It's about goals. It's about friends as well. But let's start with the goals. So there could be a goal that you have and that you're so fiery about, but you need to be patient. Maybe there is not enough resources that you're getting from others, because Saturn is in your 8th house, which is resources of others. Or maybe it's all going so slow. My advice here, you know, like the weather is today, take it easy, take it step by step, and do everything a little thing. Do every day a little day to accomplish your goal, whatever that goal is, whether it is starting a new business, whether it is, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's cleaning up the house or whatever. Do it in little parts and be patient about it. What can help you, Uranus in the 12th house, is your spirituality. Is you doing something on your own and loving it. You know, whether that is reading a book, going to a movie, going to a little trip far away, but on your own. You know, that kind of stuff can help you out. It could also mean that you need to work a little bit harder on the quality of your friendships, because you're saying, friends, you know, I want to have new friends. Well, it can happen, but it will take a little bit of time. Again, invest in having those friends on a regular basis, having contact with them. When you want to have new friends and you're just putting energy into it once a year, it's not going to happen, dear Geminis, and you know that. So these are the areas for you. It's not quite drastic, but you know, the goals are quite important there. Cancer, what's going on for you? Very important, because you're also one of the, and I'm looking at my board here, because you're just like Aries, Libra and Capricorn, you are a cardinal sign. So this is a huge full moon for you, because it's happening in the house of work. And if you're not working, it's happening in the house where you want to mean something for society, the part that you are doing here. So you might have a new plan for work. You might say, look, I'm fed up with this energy and I'm gonna stop. Good for you, but have a plan. Have a plan, because that Saturn is in your 7th house of other people. So other people might resist it. Other people, but of course that resistance of other people is an inner resistance as well. So take your time, make your plan, do everything, every day something that gets you towards your goal, that considers work, and you will get there. Okay, so you might have that energy of, yes, I see it, I have that spirit of Aries, and I have to do something else, or I have to do a study for work, and I have to do something totally different. Good for you that you're seeing it, but take your time, because this change that you are able to do demands also a lot of work. You see what I mean? The good thing for you is friends. Uranus is in the 11th house, so get in touch with friends, maybe friends that you haven't seen for a long time, and that can give you that uplifting support, actually, very earthly, down-to-earth friends that can give you that, that support, and that can think with you a bit out of the box, and that can say, it's all going to be all right. That can support you. Okay, Leo, it is, as you are also a fire sign, this is, the moon in Aries is fantastic for you, because that's also fire. So for you, it's happening in the mind houses. So there is like a new plan. You might have a new plan when it comes to studying. I'm going to study something new. Yeah, that's what I want. Or you want to go travel more. Or maybe a trip that you want to take far away. Or you want to publish something. That's all night house stuff. Or you want to start a YouTube channel or change your YouTube channel. It's all good energy for that, because it's a new beginning in your 9th house. The thing is, Saturn is in your house of work and health. So you might have all those plans there, or just have a new vision about something. Maybe you always had a vision that you had to work hard to be healthy. Now your vision changes into, no, I just have to be a little bit more and work a bit less. So there's something about your vision that totally is changing, which is good. But remember, the hard work is done in the house of work and health. So it might be that you're having a bit of an issue when it comes to health. Whatever it is, you have to, like with discipline, take care of it. You really do. And if you're doing that, take care of yourself, all the rest in all other areas of your life will start flowing, because the moon in the 9th house is, when that opens up, your whole life changes, because the 9th house is your view, and when your view starts changing, your whole life starts changing. So doing something and wanting to mean something for other people on a social level can help you out, because that's where Uranus is in the 10th house. So especially when it comes to work, do something different. Do a tiny little thing in a totally different way. If you always make your presentations, maybe you are someone who teaches and you're doing it with a whiteboard, maybe start doing it without the board and in other way. Anyway, that can help you out. Now Virgo, this is happening in a very deep area of your life. And other people might not see what's going on for you, but there's going on like quite a lot of fire going on behind the scenes. That new moon, that full moon is happening in your value houses. So there is something about the value of other people. You might want, or you might say, look, I value other people's value. There is something about the Virgo that are very appreciative. Now it could be the case that you are getting even more appreciating and gratitude. These are all words that are really comfortable for a Virgo. A Virgo doesn't need to do really to force that. It happens naturally to them. But now there is like a new beginning there. It's like another layer that when you are very grateful for things that other people give to you, other people's values. That could be money. Someone gives money to you. It could be their emotional support. It could be psychological insights that you're getting because of you're working with a therapist. Whatever it is, there is something new happening, or someone a person that is really inspiring you, but on a very deep level. Now the thing is, you will have to, where Saturn is, you will have to work on your creative energy in bits. So it's not going to happen if you want new things, if you want to have more value, even more value from other people, even more intimacy with other people, you know, to have a deep impact on people, and vice versa. If you want that, it can only happen when you create yourself, but on a daily basis, not just every once in a while, but that you're persisting there. Okay, could also have to do with children, by the way, that a child maybe is demanding a lot of your time, and that's why you feel a bit less valued. Whatever it is, focus on your mindset, because that's where Uranus is at the moment, and do something, try to have something new, maybe going for a museum, or doing something cultural, or connecting with someone that is far away from you, or that has a totally different view, because that's why Uranus is. And if you're doing that, it can solve those issues that might be coming up, that has to do with intimacy, that has to do with trust. So the 8th house is really a trust house, and when you have a full moon there, it's like the universe is saying, trust a little bit more in the universe. But you know what I said there, working hard on opening up your heart by you showing who you are, but you know, in little compartments, so to speak. Very interesting energy for the Virgos. Libra, you're one of these cardinal signs. This is so important. It's all relationships with this moon in Aries, which is in your 7th house. So for you, there could be a new beginning when it comes to relationships. You might have, it depends on your situation, whatever it is, there must come a change here. And it's going to happen when you have the time and when you have the patience there. So there could be a very bad relationship going on that you're having, and that you really, because something happens and really you see this is not, you know, healthy. I have to stop this, you know. It's only a little part of you that I'm addressing here, but it could be the case. And now is the time that you can do that. But Saturn is in your 4th house of home and family. So it might ask for, let's say that you were in a divorce, or thinking about divorcing, but hey, what about my kids? What about my house, where I'm gonna live? All these things, they need to be addressed. And again, like for every sign that I'm saying, it's doable, but you have to take your time and do something about it every single day, a little part. For Librans that are having actually a good time in their relationship, it could simply mean that something happens with their spouse or their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their business partner or their client that is showing up, and that demands from you to make some boundaries when it comes to your emotions. Okay, so that's not the bad thing, but it is something that needs to be addressed here. And when you are single, for instance, it could mean that, yeah, there is definitely someone hitting the eye, but there are restrictions considered home, family, responsibilities. But again, that doesn't mean to say that these things can go on, but you just have to take a little bit of time there. And what really helps you out is trying to connect with people on a deep level. You know, you have Uranus in the 8th house, you know, metaphysical stuff can help you. A deep psychological understanding of yourself can help you. And you might have a present, and you Librans, you do like presents, don't you? You do like presents. You might get a present for someone that really lifts you up. I hope that's true. I hope that's going to be true, not just for one of you, but for all of you. Anyway, goes on to Scorpio. What's going on there? The full moon is in your 6th house of health or of work. So there's something that clears up, that has to do with work, that has to do something that you're saying, yeah, I'm gonna go for it, whether it is a new regime for your health, whether well, the word regime really applies here because Saturn is involved. And it could also mean a new job, that you're saying, I'm fed up with the old one, going to create a new one. In my humble opinion, to have patience, okay? You get if you're doing your thing, if you communicate with others in a very cautious way, because Saturn is in that third house, so in a cautious way, you'll get there. So a lot of you Scorpios will want to change their work anyways, because you have Venus going back and forwards in your sign. So that means that you want something more authentic, something that suits you better. So for some Scorpios, it will mean a different job. This is saying, yeah, it's possible, but you need to do the work on your positive thinking, because Saturn is in your third house. So don't go for the negative side of Saturn, which is, it's never going to happen. You know, the victim role, as I described in that other video, the in general video. Try to stay as positive as you can and do what you can step by step. I think you're going to be fine, because if there's one, you are a Scorpio, and Scorpios, when they have, you know, you are also ruled by Mars, just like Aries. That's why Moon in Aries isn't too tough for you, because you understand that energy. So, and actually even this constellation works with you very well. Because I know someone who has the Moon in Scorpio, and this applies really much for her, because she's getting something new in the health house. So she had a problem on a health level. She had her jaw, and you know, it was all inflamed, and she had to pull out several teeth. And you know, she had been waiting for that for ages, just postponing it, until a little crisis comes up. You know, isn't that a Scorpio thing? And then you've got to do with it, something with it. And on that day, so on the 24th of September, she's getting her new, how do you say that, crowns and all of that. But it's quite a lot of crowns, so it's gonna take an adjustment. Her body will have to adjust to the new teeth, basically, and it's not gonna be easy, but it'll take time, and it's good. You see, that kind of course, this is not all gonna happen for you, but that kind of energy, and I think Scorpios will do well with this energy. Sagittarius, you're another fellow fire sign, so this Moon in Aries goes very well with your Sagittarian energy, and it's in the 5th house, which is about romance, which is about children, which is about joy, which is about cafe, restaurant, which is about having fun. So some Sagittarians might think, I want to have a little bit more fun here. I want to have a little bit, and I want it now. No, I want it yesterday, actually. I want a new romance yesterday, or I want a kid yesterday. All these things are possible that I'm mentioning here, but Saturn is in your 2nd house, which is saying, do you have the resources to do all this? Do you have the confidence to do all this? And if not, work on it. So you'll get there. You are a fire sign. You want also things, you know, want your halls of the Sagittarians. But do it slowly but surely, because Saturn is really recommending that. And so Uranus is in your 6th house. Doing something with work and health differently might help you. By the way, I forgot that to say about the Scorpios. What is lucky for you and what might help you is other people. You know, people that you have Uranus in the 7th house, so someone who is a bit unusual can really lift you up, you Scorpios. Okay, so for Sagittarius, it's all about having fun. It's all about, it's maybe starting a new business. Starting a new business might be on your mind. Do so, but again, Saturn in the 2nd house, do you have the money to do that? And if not, work on it. Don't be the victim. Don't say, oh, no. Try to do something, even if it's a small thing, because you might get there when you do that every single day. You see, that's the energy. Capricorn, again, a cardinal sign, very important for you, because this is happening on all important areas of your life. And the moon is happening in your 4th house. So there could be something new that you want, a new wish, a new dream, a new fiery inspiration that you're having that considers your home. Maybe you want to work from home in the future, or maybe you want a new home, or maybe you want a new family and starting straight away. And Saturn is saying, Saturn is in your house, so you are restricting yourself a little bit there. That might be literally because you have a physical restriction. So one can say, yeah, I want to be a nurse, but being a nurse is you know, it's physically demanding at times because you have to put people into their beds or whatever. And let's say you are in a wheelchair. Again, this doesn't mean to say that your wish there, you know, to be more emotionally healthy and wealthy, because that's the 4th house. It means it can be accomplished, but be realistic with the restrictions. Maybe in that example of the nurse, focus yourself on being maybe a nurse that you don't have to do all those physical things. You know, maybe a nurse in, I don't know. But you see what I mean? I'm not going to think for you. You have to think for yourself. And so yes, there are restrictions definitely for the Capricorns. But what is helping you out is opening up your heart, doing something that you like, because Uranus is in your 5th house. Doing something with your children if you have them. They can open up your heart so that you know, things start to happen. And the moon in the 4th house is really very important, because the 4th house is your core. So there's something that you want to change about your core. And you can do that. But again, know your restrictions, but be realistic and think a bit out of the box, you know. As I said, you know, there are always possibilities for problems, but you have to take advantage of it and you have to work on it day by day. That's something that you Capricorns do know. Aquarius, this is happening in the thinking houses. So you have a full moon in your 3rd house. So this is nice because Aquarius and Aries goes well together. And there could be a new something new happening in your neighborhood. There could be a new trip that you're gonna do. There could be new classes that you're gonna follow. You could be learning how to drive. You could be learning how to knit. Whatever it is, the new thing that comes up is very fiery. It could also mean you're starting a new blog. Because the 3rd house is communication. So that's, you know, 90% of what's happening in our lives. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating here. But you know, it can be something that you're doing and that you want to do, considering that 3rd house. But the thing is, Saturn is in your 12th, which means you have to finish up other things first. So yeah, go ahead with that blog, or maybe you have another blog going on and that you have to finish up first. You know, that kind of energy is going on for you. But it's all in the mind, and you're going to have more enthusiastic, optimistic. You know, certainly the Aquarians who had a tough time with Mars in their sign when it went backwards, now it's going direct, they can have a bit more positivity in their thinking, and they're saying, I don't know where it's coming from, but I just feel a little bit more positive. Good for you, good for you. This is energy that it's that you're gonna need, and make the best out of it. Also, home and family can give you, your relatives can give you some support out of the blue, with Uranus in your 4th house. So make use of that as well. If you're having a family and you want to do new things that consider your 3rd house, you get support that. So last but not least, Pisceans. This is also happening in a very down-to-earth house, which is the 2nd house, which is the house of your assets. It's the house of your money. It's the house of your confidence. So there's something new going on there. Maybe you have a new plan to hustle a bit more so you can have more financial freedom. And or for some others, it's about their confidence. They're getting a boost. You know, Aries, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to start eating differently, for instance, because the 2nd house is what you put in the mouth. So and that will have a good effect on you. Now Saturn is in your 11th house, so that is what is blocking you a little bit down there. And the blocking energy could be friends, could be some friends that are saying, what the hell are you doing? But those friends, they reflect something, you know, don't put all the blame on the friends. That's probably something about it. And the goals as well, because that's the 11th house. You might have a goal that demands some realism and that demands some hard work to do step by step. But whatever it is, there's like a new, maybe you're having a new job or you're doing something new that you gain a little bit more money, yes, but it's going to take more time than you really want. But accept that. It's there for a reason. And the good thing in Uranus in the 3rd house is connecting with other people. Connecting through the internet, connecting with people in your neighborhood, because that's where Uranus is. So you could have a certain email that comes to you and it's really lifting you up. These kind of things can happen. But bottom line is there's something new going on with your confidence, you dear Pisceans. And that's a good thing, because Pisceans, they sometimes have a hard time with building up their confidence. And that's just who they are. Having said that, I hope this wasn't too long, this video. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, if you're liking it, of course. And get in touch if you want to. But I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.